Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the final week of the Wargaming.net League Gold Series. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny.
Lisa Edison 99.
And I'm Skipper Alpha.
And we are going to dive into our first set of the evening pretty soon here between NUMB and
NVIDIA
ACES. I think that's going to be a pretty interesting set to watch, to be honest. But after that, we're going to have Gash plus Night Eagles PvP versus PvP Super Friends. Intense Honking versus Charlotte Tiger, and that'll be it for the evening. So we're going to have 6 teams playing tonight, guys, in 3 best of 5s. And I think that these are very critical moments for some of the teams, as of course we do have to determine who's going to go into the playoffs for the for the season finals.
Yeah, that's right.
And has the location been determined yet for the season finals yet?
I think it's not announced yet.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think it's
for
determined
surprises.
but not announced.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a secret right now.
Indeed. All right, so here, of course, is the victory condition, guys. You have to either kill the enemy team completely or capture the enemy base. If you complete either of these 2 objectives, your team will get 1 point in that best of 5. And the first team to obtain 3 points in a best of 5 will win the matchup and get 3 points. If a draw occurs, then both teams get 1 point, and that just basically brings the set to a draw a little bit faster, if you will, and that means the 5th map will not be played. If there are 2 draws, of course, the 4th map will not be played, and it'll just be up to the 3rd map to see where things go. All right, so let's go ahead and hit the gold standings.
Okay.
Elong, solid.
Okay, still Elong.
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, we can see team efficiency is not too terribly far behind. They've got 3 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss, and they are in first prize. NUMB trailing at 3rd. So I really feel like NUMB versus NVIDIA ACES, this game, I feel like this best of 5 is, how do I say this? It won't put NVIDIA ACES into the top 4, but not too terribly sure if that's relevant or not just yet.
Yep.
Charlotte Tiger.
Charlotte Tiger, they only have 5 matches, like the intense honking, so they got more chance to get higher grade, I think, compared to the NUMB. They already play 6, right?
Right. So I mean, I feel like for Charlotte Tiger, their series may not be so critical, but if they could definitely pull out a win there, assuming the scores don't change the way they are right now, if we don't see another win from NUMB, then they'll be tied for 3rd place. But let's go ahead and hop into the Silver Series. We can, of course, see that One Blood is doing extremely well. 5 wins, 0 draws, and only a single loss. They've won pretty much every game in the Silver Series thus far, and that's put them at a solid lead. If I'm not sure if they're playing tonight, but if they are, I think if they win this one, then they could just sit the next one out, and then they're basically good to go into the season finals. All right. Horsemen, not doing too terribly bad. They were previously known as Yowie Flash Wolves. And then we've got the Coalition Singapore doing pretty well in this also. I'd also like to point out that Front Mission is... Where's this team from exactly?
Formation, Thailand.
Thailand. Ooh.
Yep. Yeah,
Be nice to
previous
see them.
is the RTA-E.
Yeah.
They're a really nice team, but they leave the tournament for a while. So after they come back this season, they're doing not that good. But maybe a half years ago, they are really strong team. And they represent the Thailand. They represent one of the South Asia team to join the WCG.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
That's for 2013? Not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad. But after that, they do not join any tournament for a while. So I don't know the reason, but after they come back, they do not doing that good compared to half a year ago.
All right, well, let's go ahead and dive into the game lobby. I can already see something a little bit, I wouldn't say terribly adverse, but this looks a little bit strange. We've got 4 T69s and a single Pershing coming from NVIDIA ACES.
Wow.
And we have 2 T69s, a T32, and two AMX 1390s, rather, coming from NUMB.
Yep. And there is a problem, I think, because of the NUMB only have 1 T32, it's really hard to defend the 4 T69 there.
All right.
Maybe I guess the NVIDIA team gonna rush.
Well, I mean, they got some pretty decent speed on the T69. It is an autoloader, but make no mistake, it is a medium tank.
Yeah, it's a mid-tank tank.
So I'm wondering where things will go with that. But the Pershing, of course, being pretty heavily armored as it is, I mean, I'm working my way up to the M6 myself. Feels a little bit clunky, but at the same time, if the Pershing is anything like the descended form of the T1 Heavy, I mean, at some points it can be a little bit difficult to penetrate. Is that right, or?
The turret is pretty nice, but you know his body is not that strong.
Yeah, a lot of bounces. For me, it feels like if the T1 Heavy gets hit in the front side, it feels like it just bounces off.
Yeah.
But here we are. Game number 1 is going to be on mines. So I'm wondering just what kind of tactics are we going to see from a team that has 4 T69s and Pershing? I think it could actually be a rush.
Yeah. If they don't rush, they don't have an advantage there. You know?
Yeah.
Because they got speed, they got firepower. So if in the first moment they can get contact to the enemy, they can destroy them.
And I feel like the 2 AMX 1390s are almost completely nullified by the fact that there are 4 T69s on NVIDIA ACES, but I feel like their goal is going to be to get those AMX 1390s out of the game ASAP.
Yep.
Spawning to the north, it's NUMB. We can already see that Furbex and Horse are rushing into the center hill. Spawning to the south, it's going to be NVIDIA ACES. And of course,
okay,
they're already in the hill.
together.
I'm wondering if that's a part of the plan for NVIDIA ACES. They know that their enemy is going for the hill. At least at the in-game lobby. One shot doesn't quite pen. Another follow-up coming from Ming there. Gets 239 off of Zeus. 227 off of Hades. And oh no, Nino's diving in there. 739, 985. One more and he's out. There it goes. 232. Missed shot from Hades. 253 off of Furbex. And I feel like this was not a part of the plan for NVIDIA ACES.
Yeah. It looks strange, you know. They didn't attack. What's going on there? You know.
Yeah. Oh boy. 250 and 512 off of Never Best. And off of Joke, it's going to be 981.
Oh.
There we go. Nice little turnaround there, but will Never Best get away alive at 955 damage and 4 stacked shots. Furbex with tunnel vision trying to dive in for the kill there, but now running back out of the center hill since he's on the reload.
Yeah, I think he's a reload. But he didn't go far away, you know. What's going on here?
Indeed, that is the question to be asked. What is going on here? This is...
Oh, yeah, layup. That's right.
Oh, yeah. This isn't something I was expecting to see coming from NVIDIA ACES. They had 4 T69s. Those automatically counter the AMX 1390s, but at the same time, I mean, they kind of did the job thus far. They've exchanged 1 for 1, but more damage in the background. C5M taking 203, and NUMB trying to, Horse here trying to chase down Hades. Will it or will it not backfire? It looks like the answer is no. 721 off of him, but he does get away with the kill on Hades. All right.
Okay, check it. 1, 2, 3.
Never Best is out.
It's quite even, you know. Actually, also the NUMB got 1 more head tier 8, but you know, hit point they almost.
C5M's out, and now they're all piling in on that final tier 8 tank. Said it was pretty even, Edison? No,
yeah, but finally they rush in. Yeah. They got more. Maybe, you know, on that moment, T69 is reloading, so they have a chance. But when they rush in, they don't got any punishment. You know?
All right. Well, T1 for T1. It looks like T1 Hunt is going down, but Sirius gets away with a kill onto Pseudo, aka Pseudo Giant, and we see Vindy get away with taking down 91st there. So where does this game go from here? I mean, the Sirius, he's all but dead. The capture's already initiated. He can try to, get the reset, but the question is, can he pen anything that's out there on the map? To be perfectly honest with you guys. Captures at 60%. This Sirius looks like he's actually trying to do something. 235. Friendly fire. What's this all about? Now we just have NUMB trolling each other.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so they're shooting each other. Okay, I guess they can't reset. They cannot reset the capture if it's friendly fire. Which trying to give Sirius an incentive to go in there and attack, thinking that he might get a kill on one of these guys. Oh boy, teammate bashing. That's not good. Hey, why would you do that? Well, I'm sure you guys had a nice laugh back at home, but I think that was anything but a good laugh for the NVIDIA ACES. Certainly, I mean.
Yeah, I think they have to think more about this one. You know, it's quite. I think NUMB played the same strategy as last week, so maybe they should watch the VOD or something. You know, to learn, to trying to study how to, you know, break the defense position. I think. Yep.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of. I feel like it was a little bit poor in the way of coordination.
Yeah, but I think on the strategy they got some problem. I have to say that because of when Elon faced the same position, you know, they just use a heavy tank or Persian, you know, to watch the hillside, and they use the 4 autoloader rush in to make it best. You know, they know you got 2 light tank up here, you got 3 tank there, so we use 4 to rush, you use 3. But on this one, I think NVIDIA team maybe they didn't think about that. You know, how to break the position, or they didn't check the VOD or something. Yep.
Well, we'll speculate that we'll speculate why that happened during the short break, guys.
Okay.
All right, guys, we are back with NVIDIA ACES down 1-0. That is to put, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's NUMB.
NUMB in the lead.
Yeah, NUMB
so
in the lead.
there we go. So, I mean, NVIDIA's down,
Okay.
down on that one.
Okay.
All right. And now we're going to be playing game number 2 on Ensk. Very standard loadout from both sides thus far. We're just waiting to see whether we're going to see NVIDIA sporting... Wait a minute. Whether we're going to see NVIDIA sporting a fourth AMX50 or an IS-3 or Chinese 110.
Unreal Rogue is not in a lineup.
Yeah, the commander is not here.
Yeah. So who's the commander right now?
She'll be the Minyo, but Nino is the second one, right?
He's over here.
Yeah, Neo is
Neo.
still here. Yeah, but their best commander is Unreal, but he's
Alright.
not here.
So an IS-3 it will be, and I'm thinking this game, I almost feel like, how do I say this? I almost feel like I'm predicting the weather, but I could see NUMB winning this one.
Really?
Forecast.
Yeah, I guess you could say that maybe in some ways. I feel like the performance of NVIDIA ACES has just not been up to par with what we're
Yeah,
looking for.
but they have a reputation of very good in urban maps.
Yeah, yeah, but
They were the immortals.
yeah, but their first commander is not here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
sometimes
might.
it might make a problem.
Indeed. Okay, so let's just see how they do here.
Yeah, okay, but Nino is not bad. It's still nice. Like maybe lack of experience.
Well, spawning to the south, it is NVIDIA ACES, guys. And spawning to the north, we're going to give it up for Team NUMB. And thus far, it looks like both sides are heading for the green zone on this map, the far east end of the map. But just as I say that, a couple of tanks from NUMB are actually just hanging it out at the train tracks, trying to get some snipe shots out. I imagine that would be the IS-3s. It only makes sense to do that. But both sides looks like just gonna play it out a little bit conservatively, and I don't blame NVIDIA ACES, or excuse me, I don't blame NUMB rather for playing off of their 1-point advantage and just refusing to rush out there, if you will. We do of course have Vindy NUMB out to the east side of the map in his T1 Cunningham, and Joke is going to be hanging back in some kind of an almost unidentifiable tank out there in the distance, but I imagine it's, yeah, okay, never mind. According to the graphic at the top left, the mod, he's actually in an AMX-50. Alright, so what is the move to be made at present? I mean, of course, NVIDIA ACES, they are down 1 point. They have to work their way into this. Nice shot off of Furbex there. He took down the T1 Cunningham, 91st, if you will. And that's only going to solidify the lead that NUMB has at present.
Yeah.
Shot connects with C5M, but I think it was a non-pen. And
Yeah, it's hard to pin there.
It is.
Yeah.
very, I mean, when you're talking about the IS-3, I mean, unless you hit that refrigerator full of vodka, it's going to be, you know, a very, very hard-fought battle versus any IS-3, no matter what the tank. Okay, 336 off of Furbex in the background. Hades spots Vindy. Vindy's running for his life, but it doesn't help him. Hades taking 604 damage. I'm not sure if that was worth it. 939 now off of his hold. And guess what? Joke exposes himself in that position, taking now a lot of fire. 917, 1246. Is he going to get out of there alive? Looks like the answer is no. He just disappeared from the minimap. All right. So now
I think he's reloading because he shielded the Joke. Not shielded that.
Never best us to play this very carefully. All right. Well, I feel like
Joke is down.
Yeah, NUMB is playing off of their advantage right now. They're getting a lot of hits onto Ming there. He's a little bit overzealous. 1435 up in his hole from a bunch of other stacked damage.
Yeah,
the next
C5M is not flanking them. So.
I don't know about this decision from C5M though. That looks a little bit dangerous. What's he gonna do? He takes a shot to the front, doesn't penetrate, and he's got tunnel vision. He wants Ming out of the game.
Yeah.
And Horse is next on his death wish list.
Yeah, the horse is dying right now.
403 damage as he takes a shot to the rear. 447 off of Horse.
Wow.
However, Ram 53. 79. That's one way to save ammo. Very productive way to save ammo. And Furbex, gets a bounce off of Zeus. Will Zeus get a chance for the revenge? He does indeed. 600 damage off of his hold though, and the question is, how much longer can he fight this head on? I don't think he can realistically. The T1 Cunningham
Wow.
Giant going for the capture in the background, and Ajax is taken out of the game. T1 versus T1. T1 wins, right?
Wow. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so 94 damage off of Pseudo Numb.
None of the NVIDIA ACES team, TA, none of the TA died until right now.
I mean, from the beginning, actually, we saw 91st taken out of the game, but none of the tier 8s, yeah. All right. So now it looks like blind firing for the most part onto Pseudo Giant, but I mean, of
Yeah.
course, there's no reason for NVIDIA ACES to do anything reckless, so they're just going to go for the capture, and of course, they will get the win, and they're going to bring the score back to 1-1.
Okay, nice. NVIDIA team still play really nice on the city map.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say maybe we could go back to, maybe we could take a short break and then stop and think about where things went wrong for NUMB in this game, because the score is now 1-1.
Yeah.
NVIDIA Aces, like, they're like, we're back on even ground now. Bring it at us, guys. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, guys, so we are back on my favorite map in the entire Wargaming League, Cliffs. Now, I do want to point out that it looks like we only have one tank selected, but most of the tanks are not selected. So I'm thinking maybe what Neverbest has selected there is not the final decision, as we do see a lot of teams favoring to go with a lighter loadout, if you will.
Yep.
Most of the team here, they choose some tank can load in. I mean, they got autoloader, but they choose the M13 or T69 because of they're loading are faster, and they can choose a strategy trying to rush the line 1. So because of on line 1, you're gonna engage within 30 seconds, I think. If you choose a M50,
in the first moment you cannot shoot any enemy, and you only can watch. You only can watch there.
All right, well, it looks like both the AMX 50s there were actually swapped out from NVIDIA ACES, and they've gone ahead and loaded out the T69 and a single AMX 1390 to this point. But conversely, coming from NUMB, they've chosen 4 AMX 1390s. And I feel like maybe the one way we can actually see NVIDIA ACES win this one is to actually straight up choose 4 T69s. Oh, 5 AMX 1390s. And the question is, will the last pick be another T69, or what's it going to be coming from NVIDIA ACES? That one T69 is quite pivotal. And important. Object 416. Face checking. Face checking. All right, so that should become the target of every NUMB member's affection on the enemy team. We're looking at just lights and mediums here, but of course, the Object 416 can only turn 180 degrees on its turret.
But its speed is not bad. The rotation also quite fast.
Okay.
But when 1 versus 1, I mean one Object 416 versus M13, normally the 416 can kill M13.
Alright. We are loading out on cliffs, guys. Alright. So.
How is the armor of Object 4 and 6?
It's not that strong, but the tank is quite flat.
Yeah, it's so flat. It's so hard.
Yeah, so
to
fast.
hit.
Sometimes you're really hard to hit the target.
Is his turret bouncy?
The turret is not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Alright. To the north it is Team NUMB, and to the south it's going to be NVIDIA ACES. Already we can see that NUMB is already rushing off to the center of the map, as is NVIDIA ACES. This could actually just be straight up rush loss for one side or the other. It's, everything here depends so much on positioning. Here we go. Free cam mode is the order of the day. Hades and Nino gonna meet dead center with Horse NUMB and Furbex. And Joke already taking 225 damage. 466 off
let's
of
see that.
Furbex.
Keeps shooting them there.
997 looks like
gonna
friendly
die.
fire.
Wow,
493 off
so
of
fast.
Horse, and 1013 off of
Wow.
Horse again, as both he and Furbex do fall. It's a 3v5 situation presently, and now NUMB is rushing to there, doing 785 off of Joke.
Wow.
And he's out of the game.
Yeah.
488 off of Nino, 462 off of Neverbest, 758
Wow.
Nino it is,
Good
703 on Neverbest. Where on earth did they turn this around? It looks like Hades is going to try and ram him to death, and that has been an exchange of 2 for 2.
Yeah.
But Hades is on the reload. He's been on the reload a lot faster than Ajax, and I think that means Ajax, he's on the hit list, but that's not from Hades, it's from Zeus. Ming and Hades, Hades and C5M now chasing down Ming. Well, it will be off of Hades as the T1 Cunningham joins the fray.
They don't have to chase him. Stand there and shoot him. Got much higher duration.
Right, now it's up to the T1 Cunningham to pull out the win. As much as they may try, I think, this is going to be nice little fireworks there.
Wow.
You do see the ammo rack.
Wow.
The ammo rack got slammed
God.
on those last 2 T1 Cunninghams. That was crazy chaotic, and I think basically positioning and engagement, who got the fired shots first, if you will. It was pretty transparent. We could all tell what just happened there.
Okay.
We can all just tell what happened there. I mean, we know.
The first one, I think they got, the NVIDIA team, they got 2 more mid tank. First, they got a higher hit point, the first one, and the T69 is really nice to kill the M13. And second, they choose up to 416.
Oh yeah.
It got really high DPM. So if you ignore him, it's gonna shoot you.
Right. Who would want to ignore an Object 416? I mean, but at the same time, if we saw the positioning, I feel like NVIDIA ACES didn't quite have the position they needed to or not NVIDIA ACES, but rather NUMB didn't have the positioning they needed to rush that.
Because of they didn't rush. They just want to take the corner and heal side. But for the NVIDIA team, no, they're gonna rush you. So on the first moment, they just rush you in, and because of layer team, I mean the numbers team, they separate to two parts. So on the first moment, they didn't. I think they didn't figure out that. So the NVIDIA team just rushed the 3 tank along there and kill them first. But also the NUMB trying to rescue them down from the hillside. But I think it's still too late because of T69 already shoots 4 rounds.
Right, and even the T1 Cunninghams were trying to join the fray there, but it didn't quite help out.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
it wasn't enough. Well, scores now 2-1 in favor of NVIDIA Aces. Let's see how game number 4 goes after this break.
So fast.
All right, guys, we are back now with game number 2, or well, game number 4. That's going to be on Himmelsdorf. Standard loadout from both sides. It would appear 2 IS-3s and 3 AMX-50s for both sides. So, unless I missed my guess, which spawn would NVIDIA Aces have on this map? Which one do they have?
And they are on the south side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a first. I think, is this the first time where we've seen a team with a leading score on the south side of Himmelsdorf?
Might be, but on the previous week, NVIDIA team, even they got leading, they got one point advantage, but while they came from northwest, most of the cases they do that because they always put the M50 on one position, and always they got one M50 by first. In most cases, the M50 do not have any output. I mean, do not making any damage and die there. Maybe I see that. I saw that maybe 2 or 3 times.
All right, so spawning to the north, it is NUMB, and to the south, it's going to be NVIDIA Aces. Already you can see I would imagine NUMB isn't going to camp here, but okay, good. Looks like they're gonna just push gradually.
That got pushed because of the position of 4 base is really bad. If the CF C5M up the higher ground, but it's IS3, so maybe he cannot see him. Okay.
I feel like they're walking straight into a tarp. It's a joke. It was a joke. It was a meme. Instead of trap, we say tarp these days.
Okay. The series is gonna see the 2 M50, so the I3 run away, I think. Yeah. The
Alright,
member base
so-
already run.
Yeah, we can already see the rotation coming in from NVIDIA ACES. They're perfectly well aware of just what the situation has in store for them.
Yeah.
And the question is, what happens after this in just a few minutes? Okay, so I don't think it's too terribly likely that we'll see a huge, nasty engagement in the next minute, but perhaps maybe in the next 2 minutes, because of course NUMB has to act very, very quickly. Vindy's going to go in there and he's going to spot the T1 Cunningham. And already we can see NVIDIA Never Best just pinged the K8 spot on the minimap, according to the observer position that Alpha has in game. So they know what's up. They just have to make sure that they play their cards right and pull every string on every cannon just as they should, and everything should be all right. Question is, can they do it or can they not? It's been so long since we've seen them win a game. Or rather win a best of 5. The T1 fight, well, the series is knocked out. But I don't think he knows just how many tanks are out there.
Yeah, the problem for the NUMB team, they do not get really nice position right now because of the NVIDIA team. They already set up and waiting for their coming, so they cannot rush in right now.
Right, they're waiting to go in from behind, I think, actually, from the positioning of 91st and Never Best. I mean, of course, you can see that 91st is in the T1 Cunningham. Never Best would actually be in the AMX 50. I think what Never Best is going to do is he's going to come in from behind and unload as many shells as he can on the tail of whatever tank he can, and that can do a lot of damage to an IS-3.
And right now they're just waiting for NUMB team attack, because when they attack, they're gonna use the M50 with the T1 to capture their base.
All right. That sounds legit. Conversely, I think what they could be thinking of doing, and this might not be the best thing to do, is NVIDIA ACES could be trying to defend a 3 versus 4 situation while we have them simultaneously go for a twin tank capture. The question is, who's going to initiate first? If NVIDIA ACES does this first, I feel like they throw the game almost completely.
They cannot capture.
This is not good.
Yeah, it's too bad.
They missed their guess. They might have just lost this game. We'll have to wait and see how things pan out here in the coming moments.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. Let NUMB team rush in.
We are, yeah, they're acting on impulse, but this is an ambush. And here we go. T1 Cunningham in the background. Pseudonum is actually going to try and get some vision. He will get that to his teammate, but not before 602 damage and 886 comes off of Horse and Joke, respectively. Furbeck's taking a huge hit there as well, getting his damage stacked up to 631. There was a shot taken at Never Best, but Furbeck's and Pseudonum there alone will not be enough to stop it.
Yeah, but I have to say that NVIDIA team
almost. They've actually isolated those 2 tanks. Ming is not looking too hot right there. He's getting hit left and right. He's taking knocks top to bottom, and he's going to be able to provide some supporting fire for Ajax there, but this capture looks like will be reset just a little bit. But Furbeck's in this present position will not be able to evenly exchange with Never Best, assuming all shots are penetrations. That T1 Cunningham is now out of the game from Team NUMB. And there we go, 90% capture. Furbeck's tried to pull a YOLO to get NVIDIA 91st out of the game. It did not work, and this series is all but given to Team NVIDIA ACES. That's, I guess you could say, Do they have any games that they'll be playing on Thursday?
NVIDIA
Let me
ACES?
check it.
Nope.
Well, that's one hell
That's
of
the
a way
last
to...
one.
Yeah, this is the last game for NVIDIA.
Okay, but I expect the PvP cannot win the next one.
I
So,
believe that winning this game did not even put them in the top 4 for the Gold Series. Is that correct?
the problem is not top 4. If they can stand on the top 6, that's okay, I think. But problem is if they can do that, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's
we have
the
to
real
check
question.
the record, but they're doing pretty nice today.
Yeah.
But I have to say that on the last match on the Hemistock, the NUMB make a mistake. They have to go back first.
Yeah.
They don't have to push in. You don't even know how many on our base and how many on yours. So let's just go back, and they know you have to know that someone already on your base. Go back, kill them, and then they already separate on the 2 part.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I feel like they, given the situation they were in, they did their best. It just in the end, it wasn't enough. But I mean, NUMB's position is pretty good. They're in the top 4, are they not?
Yeah, but right now, after this week, it may be not top 4, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, because of on the top 5, top 6 is so intense. If
Right.
you lose one, you may lose the chance to get into the semifinal, I think.
Well, I mean, they made it to the playoffs for season 1, at least. Yeah. They made it to the playoffs for season 1, as it would be defined by season 2. The wording is a little bit strange, if you will, but they walked away from money from season 1. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Season 2, it looks like they may just be doing just as well. But I think that's going to kind of wrap things up. NVIDIA ACES says, hey, man, if we go down swinging. We go down with a win. And I think we're going to dive into our next set between Gas Plus Night Eagles and PvP Super Friends after this short break. Don't go away, guys.